Vanakkam, welcome to Santoshi's Kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to make chicken biryani. Biryani is one of the most popular Indian dishes. This dish is very similar to the Spanish dish paella. Indians do not eat meat every day. We eat vegetables, rice and lentils. We eat meat twice or 3 times in a week. So every Sunday my mom used to make biryani. As my mom is cooking biryani in the kitchen, the aroma just fills the entire house. One of my childhood dream is to make the perfect biryani because it needs a certain level of skill to make the perfect biryani. The rice has to be cooked nice and fluffy. The meat has to be tender and juicy. I've been trying to make the perfect biryani for so long and I believe I have found the right recipe. And I'm going to share that recipe with you in this video. And I assure you, if you follow this recipe, you will also be able to make the perfect biryani. Let's go ahead and start making biryani. Soak the rice for up to 30 minutes in water. I have soaked 3 cups of basmati rice in water. Take a pasta pot and fill it with water up to the top. Add 1 teaspoon salt and 1 tablespoon oil and let the water come to a rolling boil. Place a wide, heavy bottomed pan on the stove and heat the pan. Add 4 tablespoons oil. Now you have to heat the oil for a minute and then we will start adding the spices. Add a cinnamon stick, cloves, cardamom. This is called dagad phool. It's a kind of a moss and gives a great flavor for biryani. I personally love this spice in my biryani, so I'm going to add that too. And then you need to add 2 bay leaves. I ran out of bay leaves. I'm not adding it today. When the spices turns brown in color, add 2 cups of sliced onion. You need to slice the onion like this. So I'm adding 2 cups of sliced onion. Add 4 tablespoons of ginger and garlic paste. I personally love the flavor of the ginger and garlic, so I'm adding heaping tablespoons of ginger and garlic paste. If you don't like the whole spices in your biryani, you can add garam masala powder, which is a blend of all these spices in a powder form, so you don't have to pick them off from the biryani when you're eating it. Back in India, we add the whole spices, and since we eat with our hands, it's easy to pick off the spices when we eat the biryani. Now you see the onion is turning softer and the ginger and garlic paste is starting to stick to the pan. So now add 2 cups of diced tomatoes. Once you add the tomatoes, add chili powder. So the chili powder is the only spice which gives heat to the dish. So if you want to make it more spicier, add more chili powder. If you want to make it less spicier, add less amount of chili powder. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of chili powder. If you want to make it mild, add half teaspoon. If you want to make it medium, add 1 teaspoon. And then 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. 1 nice heaping teaspoon of turmeric powder. For this biryani, I'm going to add 3 cups of rice. So for 3 cups of rice, we need 3 teaspoons of salt. And this is the garam masala powder I mentioned. If you do not want to add the whole spices, you can add the garam masala powder at this stage. You can add 2 teaspoons of garam masala. But since I added the whole spices, I'm not going to add it. This is called Thai green chili. You can find it in any Indian grocery store. If you're not able to find this, you can also use jalapenos. And this Thai green chili is really spicy. I have split the green chili halfway. I'm not slit it all the way up to the end. So this is just to bring out the flavor from the chili into the biryani. As I mentioned earlier, I want to make it spicier, so I'm going to add 10 green chilies. Just like the chili powder, if you want to make it mild, you can add 2 green chilies, and if you want to make it medium, you can add 5 green chilies. Close the pot and cook the contents in medium heat for 5 minutes. Open the pan after 5 minutes. Now you can see that the onion and the tomato have cooked down and they're turning into kind of a paste. Now we can add the chicken. I'm going to use chicken drumstick for the recipe, and I would suggest you to use chicken drumstick if you can. The chicken bone gives a great flavor to the biryani. And I have slit the chicken in the fleshy area so that the flavors from the spices can get into the meat. Add 1 cup water. Add 1 cup of freshly chopped mint leaves onto the chicken. Add 3 tablespoons of plain yogurt. I'm using plain yogurt for this recipe. Do not use Greek yogurt for making biryani. The yogurt acts as a meat tenderizer, so it helps to cook the meat much more juicier and tender. Close the pot and cook in medium heat until the chicken is cooked. The chicken is cooked, so we can switch off the heat. The water in the pasta pot has come to a rolling boil. Now we can add the rice which has been soaked in water for 30 minutes. Cook the rice in the hot water for 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes now. You can see the rice is half cooked. So at this stage, you have to switch off the heat and then drain the rice. Now we have the rice and the chicken ready. Now we are going to layer the rice and the chicken gravy to make the biryani. First, place the chicken drumsticks on the bottom of the pot. And then add some sauce and then a layer of rice. So you have to spread the rice evenly and then a layer of the sauce. So you have to keep repeating the same process. Do not add the sauce on the top layer. Add quarter cup of oil and half a cup of freshly chopped cilantro. Close the pot. We have to make sure that the steam doesn't escape from the pot. I'm going to place this heavy mortar on top of it so that it does not allow the steam to escape from the pot. Now switch on the heat and cook in medium heat for 5 minutes, and then reduce the heat to low and cook in low heat for 35 minutes, and then our chicken biryani will be done. It's been 35 minutes. Now you can see the rice is cooked perfectly. I'm going to show you how to transfer this into a serving dish. So you have to gently transfer the rice into the serving dish. Please make sure not to break the rice. Since we layered the rice and the sauce, you have to mix it now. Now we almost reached the bottom of the pot. You can see that the meat and the rice is not burnt. This is how a perfectly done biryani pot should look like. Our Hyderabadi chicken biryani is done. The chicken biryani is ready. The rice is nice and fluffy. I can feel the individual grains of the rice, and the meat is juicy and tender. It's just perfect. This video is dedicated to my 8-year-old nephew Ashant. He is one of the biggest fan of my cooking. So this video is for you, Ashant. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions about the biryani recipe, please share them in the comment section. I will be happy to help you to make the perfect biryani.